So we're gonna be done. Krazy Joe is going live.
Is he really
Krazy
ending
Joe,
this time?
It's just Mega Podtastic, right? Just see, I never know. Is it YouTube.com/Mega Podtastic or Mega Podzilla? Because I know it comes up.
Click my name.
When I try to find you. So like, I don't want to tell people to go to Mega Podtastic if you still have to go to Mega Podzilla. What do you do, Joe? Let us know. Come on, Joe. Come on,
Type
Joe.
Mega Podtastic
tells me where to tell you to go.
The
Click your name. What's the
bar?
All right, whatever. Click his name. Says he doesn't want to tell me. I want Rango too. Yeah.
Hey, I can actually read chats this time. Hi, Slipcover.
Hi, Jeff. In the search bar. So there you go, guys.
I'll be able to read this better as soon as he's done. I'm gonna put the chat up here.
I'm gonna stay live for a few more seconds. We're gonna go to Joe's channel. I'll check him out too. All right, Joe, go live.
I'm live.
You better have your shirt off, man.
I'm live. Oh,
you have your shirt off. I'm not doing this. All right.
He wants me topless. He wants me topless.
I don't care. I'm still staying live.
Krazy Joe is mourning the loss of Big Bird. We didn't lose Big Bird. J-Moss, what are you talking about? Carol Spinney's alive and well. Carol Spinney's alive and well. I'm sorry, I'm reading two different chat rooms. Howdy.
He's got a shirt on in the video.
Oh,
what the
fine.
heck?
My shirt's off. You happy now? Are you happy now? Is this what you want from me?
Wait, are you... This is weird right now. I'm watching him watching me. His shirt's off.
And now I'm putting the shirt back on. My God.
Oh, that's what I want.
Is this what I am? Is this a strip club to you? Is that what this is? My God. You know, I'm a human being. Treat me with some decency, my God.
This is weird, guys. This is so weird. We should do a live stream like this. Is this a strip club to you? All right, pause me for a sec. Yeah, Joe.
I will get the chat over here, and I'll be able to read you guys a little better in a minute. Because
right, guys,
the camera's a little far away from my eyes.
Joe's live stream. If you're not doing that now, I will see you guys.
I'm going over.
Later, so,
hang on, I'll be able to read you in a second.
Bye,
I'll be able to read you in a second. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Do the Donkey Kong. Do the Donkey Kong. Come on, come on. All right, all right. Now I got to turn the volume down here. Where is the volume control? Come on, come on. Do the Donkey Kong. Hey! The volume's down and I can read you guys now. Hello. Hey, everyone. Okay, I'm catching up now. I'm catching up. Boredom Strikes. Hello. Inception. Yes, yes, yes. Chris says I'm a piece of meat. Well, hello, everyone. This is ridiculous. So, unable to load menu. And it seems that the chat has frozen on my... What the heck? Give me a second. I'm sorry. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Go away. Go away. And are we back? Tap to retry. Why is... Now my iPad won't connect to the internet. It's always something. I'm telling you. It's always something. It's... Connect to the internet. Ugh. What is going on here? I was there. I was on the internet. Why is it not connecting now? And of course, I can't... I'm connected. What is this? What is this nonsense? I am totally connected to the internet. All right. Is this going to work now? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Technical difficulties, folks. Please. Yeah, it says I'm offline. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. Why is there no connection? This doesn't make any sense. All right, I'm going to have to lean forward. Harold, yes, I did get Star Trek Discovery. I got it. I got the Steelbook. Ralph is in there. Ralph is in where? Oh, the internet. I gotcha. I saw that movie. That was good. Christine and I did a review of it. All right, everyone. I'm really behind on the chat here because of my... whatever's going on over here. I apologize for that. I wish this thing would just cooperate. It was working. You saw it working. I was watching Cinema Sickness. So what happened? I don't know. Hey, it's Rick. Welcome. Yeah, Joey, it looks like Ralph did indeed break the internet because it's not connecting for me. My channel connected. This is what I'm getting. This is what I'm getting. I'm trying to get you guys over here, and I'm getting that. So, I don't know. I don't know. So, how is everyone tonight? This has been a crazy night, isn't it? I'm going to stop at 11, by the way. So, we'll go for 1 hour. And, Apple at its best. Yeah, well, let's see. My channel. Let me try this again. Let me try this again. Here, maybe this will do it. Maybe this will do it. I'm reloading the app. Come on, come on. All right, I have one more idea. I know, this is boring, watching me try to connect to the internet. I apologize. No internet connection. Let me try our 5G network. No, it's saying there's no internet connection there either. Did that work? I think it did. I think it did. I think it back online. Give it a second. Give it a second. And wow, 36 people watching, and I'm boring you all into a coma. I apologize. It is working. It is up. I can read the chat. Sorry about that. All right, where are we? How do we jump into this? All right. Chris gave us a pre-show, then joined Dave for the main show. Now Joe has the wrap-up. I thought PMAC was doing the pre-shows. Did he stop doing that? Got to admit, I haven't seen PMAC's channel in a while because I've just gotten overwhelmed on YouTube. Stuff is falling through the cracks. Boredom Strike says I'm the headliner. I'm the headliner everyone leaves for. Hey, Rick has been begging people to help him get to 1,000. I would also like to get to 1,000. I'm way off. I'm at 434. So if anyone wants to help me get to 1,000, I don't see it happening by the new year. I really don't. But I'd appreciate it. I really would. Australian Brendan says, do I have any new lunch boxes? I did get a few lunch boxes at RetroCon this year. It is my intent to do a show on this channel just about lunchboxes, co-hosted by my friend Dave Perillo. This is something we've wanted to do for a while, but we live 45 minutes apart, so it's not that easy to make it happen. But it's the goal. Every week I'm getting more and more viewers on your live streams, Jesse says. Well, that's because I overlap with Cinema Sickness now. I've learned. I make him say, hey, go on over. It seems to be working. So we'll see if that continues. And yeah. All right. Chris says he only watched one episode and was all right, but he's not sure I'm buying 45. Oh, Chris, you got to buy Discovery. You got to buy Discovery. It's amazing. It's amazing. It has the potential to be the second best Star Trek series. Now, I say potential because they've only done 15 episodes. Okay, they've only done 15. You can't say, oh, this is the second best Star Trek series when there's only 15 episodes because, you know, season 2 could come out and it could go right downhill. But season 1 is excellent. It is the best first season any Star Trek series has had since the original. That, without question. Oh my God, it's really, really good. Boredom Strikes is saying, yeah. I agree, Boredom. He has to buy it. He has to buy it. Just got done watching PMAC Black Friday. Yeah, I keep seeing his videos pop up. I keep intending to click on them, but, you know, it's nothing against him. PMAC, if you're watching, I don't think you are, but if you are, nothing personal. I'm just getting overrun on YouTube. I can't keep up. I just can't keep up. I'm drowning in YouTube. All right. Oh, Steven's got a question for Chris. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to keep up. Harold loves anything with the Star Trek name. Harold, I wish I could agree with you, but I really don't like Star Trek Nemesis at all. I hate Star Trek Nemesis, and I'm really, really, really lukewarm on Star Trek Voyager. I used to hate Star Trek Voyager. It's grown on me. And my good buddy Adventures by George, I think Voyager's one of his favorites, because we had that discussion when I was in Florida hanging out with him. He loves Voyager, but it's by far my least favorite Star Trek series. It's grown on me a little. I used to hate it. I don't hate it anymore, but it's of the 6 live action Star Trek series, it is bottom. It is absolute bottom to me personally. And Scarecrow PMac is PMac Movies. He has another channel, and he was doing a live stream at 7 for a while, and then Cinema Sickness was coming on at 8, so he was sort of the pre-show, but I don't think he's doing that anymore. And so anyway, Black Friday seems to be the big thing everyone's talking about these days. So I will show you what I picked up on Black Friday, and I will warn you, it's not much. It's really, really not much. On Black Friday night, well, I guess Thanksgiving night, that is. Thanksgiving night, if you watched my video, I talked about it. I was invited to go out with the Sickness crew, but I didn't make it. I went and saw Crimes of Grindelwald, but I knew Best Buy was going to be open until 1 a.m. So when Crimes of Grindelwald I went to my local Best Buy, and I only picked up a couple of movies. I picked up some things that I probably wouldn't have picked up otherwise, aside from the fact that they were pretty cheap. I got Super Troopers 2, which I hadn't seen. I was curious. I liked the first one, but I got to be honest, the trailers for this did nothing for me. But I did like the first one, so I wanted to check it out. I got Jumanji, which I've had on DVD for years, but I never had the Blu-ray, so I'm like, all right, let me grab the Blu-ray. And I got Tag, which looked funny. These are 3 movies that I would not have purchased were it not that they were dirt cheap. So, and hey, Adventures by George just popped in. I was just talking about you, buddy. I don't know if you caught it. We were talking about Star Trek Voyager, and I mentioned that it happens to be one of your favorites. As I said, it's my least favorite, but I mentioned you by name and said I knew it was one of your favorites. Did you catch that? Were you here for that? So yeah, this here is my Black Friday haul. That's it. That is it. Right there. Not much, but yeah, where are we? Oh, the Cage discussion is still going on. That's a carryover from last week. I guess I told Steven to ask Chris. I guess he didn't catch Chris until this week. So there we go. Adventures by George called me cracky. I don't know if have I ever told the cracky story on camera? Do any of you, aside from Adventures by George, know the cracky story? If not, let me know. I will be happy to tell it if you want to hear the cracky story. It's a pretty good one. But you spelled cracky wrong, Greg. You spelled cracky wrong. It's C-R-A-K-Y. That's how cracky is spelled. Let's see. Amazing Super Troopers went down in price quick. Yeah, I was surprised Super Troopers was that cheap, actually. It was, I think I got it for under $5. Release the Kraken. All right. For those, if you've heard the story before, I apologize, but I'll tell the cracky story. Years ago, I met Billy D. Williams. See that autograph? Right there. I was saying in my Grinch video, it's really hard to do the weatherman thing where you're looking at a monitor and you have to point to something and it's the other way. I'm still learning that skill, but that autograph picture of Billy D. Williams right there. Around 1998, I met Billy D. Williams and got that picture signed. And he had a very long line. He had never done a convention before. I think it was his first convention ever, honestly. It was Chiller Theater in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And he had a long line. And this was the first time I'd ever seen any of the headlining Star Wars actors do a convention. So I was really excited. So my friend Dave Perillo, he and I waited in line for about 2 hours to meet Billy D. Williams. I finally get to the head of the line, and I pay Billy D. Williams, I think it was $30, which at the time, that's peanuts now. But at the time, that was like, most people charged like 10, 15 bucks for an autograph, maybe 20. If someone was charging 30, they were the expensive guy at the convention, and you were like, wow, he's charging 30, but it's like, it's Billy D. Williams. All right, what? He's never done a con. It's Lando. So we're like, all right, I will pay 30 bucks. So I wait in this line for 2 hours. I get up there. He has a list of things he will write on your autograph to personalize your autograph. And one of them was, may the force be with you. Another one was, you truly belong with us here among the clouds. So I decide, aha, that's what I want. You truly belong with us here among the clouds. So I get up there and I say to him, I want it to be to Krazy Joe with a K. And I'd like you to write, you truly belong with us here among the clouds. So he says, all right. He sits there, cool as can be, gets his Sharpie, and he writes, to Krazy. And I'm like, no. It's with a K. Krazy Joe with a K. And he looks confused and he says, with a K? And he looks at what he just wrote. And he wrote, he didn't even get to Joe. He just wrote too crazy. He's looking at the word crazy and trying to figure out where to put the K. He can't figure out where the K goes. So he changes the letter Z to a K. So it now says, too cracky. May the force be with you. I'm looking at this. I'm like, too cracky? I waited 2 hours, paid 30 bucks, and I got too cracky? And he didn't even write, you truly belong with us here among the clouds. He wrote, may the force be with you. So I go up to one of the people, and I said, the guards, security, and I said, excuse me, he wrote the wrong name. I waited 2 hours. I paid 30 bucks. He wrote the wrong name. Can I please get a correction? They take me back up to Billy D. Williams. And I said, yeah, this was supposed to be to Krazy Joe with a K. And you put the K where the Z would be. It's supposed to be where the C would be, not with the Z. This says to Cracky. So he corrects it. He writes to Krazy Joe. And then he says to me, as he's writing Krazy Joe, and he's writing it right this time, he says, and what do you want the personalization to say? And I said, you truly belong with us here among the stars. And he writes, to Krazy Joe, may the force be with you, Billy Williams. And I didn't fight it. And that right there says, to Krazy Joe, may the force be with you. Despite the fact I asked for, you truly belong with us among the clouds. But for about 2-3 years afterwards, all my friends called me Cracky. So that is where Cracky came from. That is the Cracky story. I almost told the Cracky story on another video, but I stopped short. If you watch the video from the Blob Runout, if you go find my Blob Runout video, and Adam the Woo and Cinema Sickness were in that video with me, the Cracky story comes up. I think Cinema Sickness does it. I think he calls me Cracky, and Adam the Woo starts going, Cracky? What is Cracky? And I'm like, do I have to tell this story now? But we cut short, and I didn't tell the story. So there is the Cracky story. I don't know if I've ever went back and told it before, but it has now been told. It is now out there on the internet for the ages. All right, back to the questions. Stephen F. asks, Joe, have you been to a CD DVD store in Jersey called Spin Me Around Records? I have not. I'm not familiar with it. Where in Jersey? Let me know. What part of Jersey? Release. Chris says, release the Cracky. Yes, release the Cracky. Joey Baseball says, at least I got a great story out of it. This is true. Jesse says, don't argue with Billy D. Very, very true. Greg, I don't think Adam watches my videos. I would be shocked. I've gotten a comment on one of my videos from Adam once and once only, and it was a video he was in. So if he's not in the video, I don't think he's watching any of my videos. So Adam, if I'm wrong, comment below. I'm curious, but I don't think he's watching. Oh. Did I order anything for Cyber Monday? Yes, Boredom Strikes. I did order stuff for Cyber Monday, but it was a gift from my wife, so I ain't going to say on the internet what it was. It's a surprise. And for all I know, she's watching this. She's upstairs, I think, in bed. She might be watching this, so I'm not revealing what her gifts are. Don't feel bad. He says Han Solo's name wrong too, Scarecrow says. Very true. Very true. Buy more games. You're the game guy, man. I can't steal your thunder. We gotta do a video. Of course, that means either I have to go to Florida or you got to come up here. And let's be honest, I got a 3-year-old. I ain't getting to Florida anytime soon. I would like to. I would like to live in Florida. That is my dream. I want to live in Florida, but I don't yet. So, Jesse asked, am I going to get Stay Tuned on Blu-ray? Probably not. Probably not. I'm not really a fan of that movie. Though it has been a long time since I've seen it. It has been a long time since I've seen it. So maybe it is something I should give another view to, but I wasn't crazy about it, honestly. You know, Joey says Florida's Hurricane Central. You know, I mean, Greg, what do you think of that? I mean, I obviously a hurricane can be devastating. I know hurricanes can be. I don't mean to downplay hurricanes. I'm not trying to, but I think there's certain areas that get hit more than others. Like I think Central Florida gets hit less than the coasts, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. People have been living in Florida for forever, so obviously you can do it. But I hate snow. And Cinema Sickness is here. Let's move to Florida, dude. I'm in. I am in. If I didn't have something connecting me to the state of Pennsylvania until a certain someone is age 18, I'd be there tomorrow. But I have to be here at least until someone turns 18. Random question: does anyone still have Apollo 13 pig set? I never saw that. I'm not sure. I don't know what that is. Joey Baseball says, I like almost any John Ritter movie. John Ritter is very, very talented guy. I don't think I've seen many John Ritter movies, though. Obviously, he television, he was very prolific, but other than like the movie Skin Deep by Blake Edwards, which I've never seen, Stay Tuned, obviously he was in Bad Santa, but I really can't think of too many John Ritter movies. Central Florida is protected by the coast. You see? And that's where I want to live. I want to live in Central Florida. I want to live with you guys, man. I watch you guys, your videos. You're all out. You're having a ball. And I'm here in Pennsylvania. I don't want to live in Pennsylvania. It's funny. I shot a video today that I haven't released yet. You guys haven't seen it yet. But in the video, I'm actually complaining about the fact that I don't live in Florida. So, Three's Company is a great sitcom. Oh, okay. Here's a question. Greg, this is for you. Because you're a big Three's Company fan, but this is for everybody. What does everyone think of the sitcom The Ropers? I saw The Ropers listed on a list of worst spin-offs of all time. And I got to be honest, I love The Ropers. I really like it. I thought I liked Stanley Roper. You know, nothing against Don Knotts. Don Knotts is great, but I like Stanley Roper better than Mr. Furley. So I'm a huge... Yes, Greg mentions Problem Child. I forgot about Problem Child. Bride of Chucky. He was in Bride of Chucky, wasn't he? I forgot about that. You guys are definitely reminding me. Hero at Large is a good John Ritter movie, Kevin Barry says. I've heard of that one, but I've never seen it. Scarecrow says, you guys should plan a road trip going to different flea markets. Problem is, I can't get out much. I don't, you know, there's kids at home, and maybe when the kids are older, how many more years before they turn 18? 7. 7 more years. 7 more years. But even then, I don't know if 7 years from now we're just going to pick up and move to Florida. I would like to. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm on board with that plan. But I just, there's some ins and outs. Got to find jobs, you know. Oh, Stanley. That was my, there you go. That was for you. Oh, Stanley. Ellen. Yeah, I don't know. I don't do impressions. Here's some trivia for you. In the final episodes of the Ropers, the last few episodes, a girl, like a college student, moves in with the Ropers, and that girl went on to play the pink kangaroo on Zoobly Zoo. Does anyone remember Zoobly Zoo? And tell me, since we were talking about Star Trek Voyager, doesn't Neelix from Star Trek Voyager look like he belongs on Zoobly Zoo? Like, he looks like he escaped from Zoobly Zoo. Give me enough time to plan. I'm sorry. My eyes must be getting tired. I'm having trouble reading. Give me enough time to plan money a month-ish. I never heard of Real Men, Jesse. That's another one I'll have to look for. 7 more miserable years in Pennsylvania. Yes. Yes. Lock them in a room with some food and water and let's go. If only it were that easy. If only it were that easy. For reasons that I'm not going to... I don't want to get into too much personal business, but my oldest, my stepdaughter, I don't put her on camera. It's because she's my stepdaughter. I'm not her father, so I don't want to... put her on camera because I'm not. I don't feel it's my place. But my 3-year-old, that's my daughter. I don't mind putting her on camera. No one could object to that because it's my daughter. Who's gonna object? So if I could put them both on camera, it would be maybe a little easier. We could do stuff, take the kids out, but makes it a little more difficult. Like, you'll notice the Grinch video. She went to see the Grinch with me. You don't see her in my video. All right. Joe, sorry about the last message. Have I ever been to Tennessee? Yes, I have. I've been to Memphis, been to Graceland. It was a great time. Great time. I was there in 2005. I'd like to go back to Graceland. I really would. But I'm a little upset. They closed the Heartbreak Hotel. I stayed at the Heartbreak Hotel, and it was wonderful. It was fantastic. I met one night, I worked night shift at the time, and my friends did not work night shift, so they all went to bed. And I tried to go to bed, but I just couldn't sleep because I worked night shift. This was the time of night when I was usually up working, and I wasn't able to sleep. This is our first night there. So I went down to the Jungle Room bar in the lobby of the Heartbreak Hotel, and I met an Austrian Elvis impersonator. Guy was great. Sounded just like Arnold Schwarzenegger, sang just like Elvis. And I was hanging out with Austrian Elvis until the bar closed down. And then I got invited with Austrian Elvis. We both got invited to a party in the Burnin' Love Suite. There was a wedding there, and the wedding party had the Burnin' Love Suite. And I was partying in the Burnin' Love Suite for hours. So I crawl back to my room. My roommate wakes up. He's like, where the hell were you all night? I'm like, man, I was at a party in the Burnin' Love Suite with Austrian Elvis. He's like, all right, from now on, we stick to Joe like glue, because if something weird's going to happen, it's going to happen to him, and we don't want to miss it. So, Austrian Elvis, that's a movie title. Are you saying that should be a movie title, Iceman, or is that actually a movie title? I got to look this up. Is that really a movie title? Can I see your Enterprise in the background? Either of them, Greg asks. There's a few. Hang on. Can I do this without knocking things over? Is this the one you wanted to see over here? It's going to take a little bit of doing. I'm sorry. It's kind of tucked back there a bit. I got to move all these Burger King Star Trek figures. And Jayla. All right. Is this going to slide out okay? There we go. There we go. There it is. This thing has a button, and it plays dialogue from Wrath of Khan, but the battery is dead. I really need to replace that battery. But it's pretty cool. I got that as a Christmas gift several years ago. Favorite Ernest movie, Jesse asks. Easy. Ernest Goes to Jail. Ernest Goes to Jail is hilarious. And it provided the template for the movie Muppets Most Wanted, because basically it's the same story. Your Grinch video. Oh, what did I miss? Scarecrow. Black Friday's over. Still got to watch it. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. Cool. Give it a watch. I should warn everyone, though the warning is there. I mean, you'll see the warning if you play the video. My Crimes of Grindelwald video has spoilers in it, so watch that one with caution. Yeah, this is probably my favorite Enterprise too, Greg. I love that Enterprise. Beautiful. Beautiful. No bloody A, B, C, or D. Replace the battery before it starts eroding. I should. Maybe I'll keep this out and do that. I'll do that over the next couple days. I'll have to... It's one of those watch batteries, though. They're such a pain because it's so hard finding just the right size. Do I have any of the original Masters of the Universe still in the package? I think I do. But I don't think it's in this house. I think it's at my mom's house. I think I have a Merman still in the package. I think I do. It was a gift. I also love the motion picture. Jesse S. favorite 80s cartoon. I'll go with Masters of the Universe. Masters of the Universe and She-Ra. Because, you know, Masters of the Universe and She-Ra go together to me. It's like, it's hard to separate them and say one but not the other. It's like the Back to the Future movies. I always say, favorite movie, Back to the Future trilogy. Full trilogy. Because they're just linked in my mind. He-Man goes with She-Ra. She-Ra goes with He-Man. So, by the way, I hate the new She-Ra series. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's okay. You can spoil it. I'll never watch it. Crimes of Grindelwald, I'm assuming you mean there, Joey. It's not terrible. Dollar Tree sells those types of batteries. Yes. Yes, they do. But there's like 5 or 6 different sizes of those watch batteries, isn't there? Because I've bought the wrong size before. You have a Mermaid Man from SpongeBob. No, I don't. No, I don't. But you know what? Oh, interesting. Mermaid Man from SpongeBob, I always saw people cosplaying as him, and I didn't know who he was because I don't really watch SpongeBob. And I always thought it was people cosplaying as Aquaman, possessed by Starro the Conqueror. I don't know how many of you know your DC Comics, but Starro the Conqueror puts giant starfishes right on people's faces, and that's how he controls them. So I would see people dressed like Mermaid Man, and I thought it was Aquaman, but with Starro the Conqueror on his face. It was only like about a year ago at RetroCon that I found out it wasn't Aquaman. Well, Greg says, Robotech, Voltron, Thundercats. That was my afternoon. Scarecrow says, DuckTales is a classic. I love DuckTales. I've never been to Gatlinburg. I really want to go. I keep seeing it in like all Adams the Woo's videos every time he's there, and it looks awesome. I'd really like to go. Joey Baseball says, can you watch just one Back to the Future movie? Do I have to marathon all 3? It's very hard for me to just watch one. If I watch one, I gotta continue it. It's the same thing with Wrath of Khan. I can't watch Wrath of Khan without continuing on to Search for Spock. I gotta watch Search for Spock after I watch Wrath of Khan. Boredom Strike says, I saw early reactions for Aquaman was a hit online, and word is it's really good. Yes, I've already got tickets. December 15th, I'm going in. Today I secured tickets for the early screening a week before Aquaman, the 8th, December 8th. I got tickets for Bumblebee, which is the first Transformers movie that I've been excited for since '07, because I hate the Michael Bay Transformers movies. I was there in the theater for that first one, but I did not like it. And I went and saw it like 3 times because I kept thinking I was missing something, because all my friends kept saying that they liked it, and I'm like, I must be missing something. And I would go back and watch it. I'm like, what am I missing? What am I missing? And I hated it. Then I watched the second one on DVD when it came out, and I hated that. And then I never watched 3, 4, or 5. So this is the first time I actually want to see a Transformers movie again. And I really can't wait for Aquaman. By the way, speaking of Aquaman, look what I found at BJ's the other day. Aquaman and Friends. This DVD cost me $5. This is cartoons from the old Filmation series. I was really excited by that. Yeah, Greg, I'd love to go to Gatlinburg. I'd love to. I've never been there. Absolutely would love it. Cinema Sickness, we were watching Danger Mouse tonight while you were doing your live stream. While you were doing your live stream, I was putting Kira to bed. She always gets to watch a show before bed, and she chose Danger Mouse. Now, granted, it was the new Danger Mouse that's on Netflix, but still, it's funny. We were watching Danger Mouse just tonight. You know, Joey Baseball, Hollywood Reporter did a poll of most wanted movie reboots. Back to the Future got the most votes. I touched on that on the video I shot today that I haven't uploaded yet. Watch tomorrow. That video will be up tomorrow. But that's kind of the topic of what I was talking about today. Yeah. Now, see, Greg, I feel like I always say I got to put my money where my mouth is. Greg says, I've been burned too many times by the Bayformers, will watch Bumblebee at home. Okay. Going into Solo. Solo, a Star Wars story. A lot of people were saying they were going to boycott Solo because they didn't like The Last Jedi. And I kept saying, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Here's why. Different writer, different director. So, Lawrence Kasdan wrote Solo. Ron Howard directed Solo. They had nothing to do with The Last Jedi. So if you hate The Last Jedi, that's the work of different artists. And you can't hold the work of these guys responsible for the work of these guys. I said, if you don't like what Rian Johnson did on The Last Jedi, Rian Johnson is signed to do 3 more Star Wars movies. He's got his own trilogy coming. Wait until his trilogy comes out. Boycott his trilogy, because that sends the message to Disney, we don't like what this guy did. But as a result, you boycott what these guys did, you send the wrong message. And it happened, because a lot of fans were really excited for the Obi-Wan movie. But when Solo bombed, Disney got the message, oh, these spin-off movies, audiences don't like the spin-off movies. So, not only Solo sequels off the table, Boba Fett movie off the table, Obi-Wan movie off the table. So, I got to put my money where my mouth is. And when I say, like, don't punish this guy for what this guy did, that has to hold true for me, at least, for the Transformers as well. I did not like what Michael Bay did. Hated it. And now finally, for the first time in a decade, we have a Transformers movie that Michael Bay didn't make. So, for the first time in a decade, I want to go out to the theater and support it with my money and say, let's see what this guy's got. Now, if what this guy does is crap, then I won't go see a second one of his movies. That's for sure. And it's from the director of Kubo and the Two Strings, which was a pretty good animated series. But I want to support the fact, with my money, that they made a Transformers movie without Michael Bay. I want them to know the thing you were doing that I didn't like, you're not doing that now. Here's my money. That's my goal. I mean, that doesn't mean Bumblebee is going to be good. Maybe it's garbage. I don't know. I won't know till I see it, but I want to support it because it's not Michael Bay. Where was I? You don't have the Adventures of Aquaman complete collection. Is that out? Cinema Sickness? Is that really a thing? And Greg, I'm with you. I don't want a Back to the Future reboot. I do not want that, but someone does. Not me. I'm trying to catch up here. The thing about Transformers is that it has what I feel is the best CGI ever, and it's wasted on Transformers movies. I like the character designs in Bumblebee. I mean, Optimus Prime looks like Optimus Prime, and Shockwave looks like Shockwave, and Soundwave looks like Soundwave. I hope it's as good as it looks. Mike Crawford says he introduced his 9-year-old to Popeye and Heckle and Jekyll. Oddly enough, my daughter just started watching Popeye. She just got enamored with the Roadrunner, which I'm cool with. I love Looney Tunes, but she saw the Roadrunner Christmas ornament that we put on our tree, and she didn't know who the Roadrunner was. And she was like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, we started showing her the cartoon. She went nuts for the Roadrunner, which made me happy. Sometimes it's hard to get her to try new things. She's very set in her ways, and you'll say, "Check this out." And she'll be like, "No, no, no. Octonauts. I want Octonauts." And it's like, I try to push her and say, "No, no, look at this thing that you've never seen before that I think you'll like." But she's very, "No, no, no, no. I want Octonauts. I want PJ Masks." So it's very exciting when I can get her to try something new. So I was very excited she got enamored with the Roadrunner and then Popeye. Joe, is AMC available on Roku? AMC, the channel, American Movie Classics? I don't know. I don't know. Obi-Wan movie will still come out. I mean, we'll see. I mean, they're saying all the spin-off movies are on hold for now. We'll see. I'd like to see an Obi-Wan movie. I'd like to see an Obi-Wan movie where he teams up with Ahsoka. I'd like to see a live-action Ahsoka. That would be cool. Boredom Strike says, "I will watch any Star Wars movie." Me too. You put out a Star Wars movie, you've got my money. What's the worst thing that could happen? It's going to be bad. We've seen... Cinema Sickness is going to argue with me here, but we've seen bad Star Wars movies before. I still say The Phantom Menace is not good. And I'll defend the prequels. A lot of people don't like the prequels, hate the prequels. I will defend the prequels, except Phantom Menace. I can't defend that one. So it's like, well, what's the worst that's going to happen? We're going to get a bad movie? Okay. You put out 9, 10 movies, statistically speaking, one of them's bound to not be as good as the others. So they've got my money. John Cena's in the Bumblebee movie, but rumor has it that you can't see him. Really? Isn't he like, after Haley Steinfeld, or however you say her name, isn't he like the second billed star in the movie? I thought, I can let you know December 8th. I'll see it December 8th. Greg says, "I showed my daughter Alf and she fell in love with him. We watched all 3 seasons. Oh, you missed a season. There's 4 seasons, my man. There's 4 seasons of Alf. Did you show her the TV movie Project Alf? That's the question. And funny you should mention it, because I always put on one of my YouTube friends' shirts when I go live, but this is the shirt that I've been wearing all day today. It is an Alf Christmas shirt. I've been wearing an Alf Christmas shirt all day, and I just switched into your shirt, Greg, right before we went live. Let's see. Didn't the principal people who went Back to the Future say they would never approve or do a sequel or a reboot? Mike, that is correct. Universal cannot reboot or remake Back to the Future without the permission of Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis. But here's the problem. Bob Zemeckis and Bob Gale will die someday. And I guarantee you, the day both of those guys are dead is the day a Back to the Future sequel gets fast-tracked. I don't like it. I hate it. I think most Back to the Future fans hate that, but we got to accept that that's what's going to happen because it's business, and these businesses are not going to let a profitable, popular franchise sit if they can make a profit. So let's hope Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale are immortal and live forever. Let's hope. Because I don't want to see... I do not want to see that. Is Inspector Gadget hard to find on DVD? I don't know. Cinema Sickness, what do you think? I don't know, honestly. Have I ever seen the 90s movie Nicolas Cage Trapped in Paradise? Yes, it's a good movie. Thank you for my fancy sweater. It's the only line I remember, but I like that movie. Thank you for my fancy sweater. Cinema Sickness says prequels for life. I knew he would. Jar Jar steps in poop, man. He steps in poop. There's a fart joke in it. Did you ever think you would see a Star Wars movie with a fart joke? I'm sorry. All right. Joey Baseball says, Joey, do you have Alf Pogs? Remember Alf? He's back in Pog form. Yes. I own the first 13 seasons of The Simpsons on DVD. It's really the only way to own them, or the only way to watch them, because if you watch them on FXX, they show them in the improper aspect ratio. FXX cuts The Simpsons to fit widescreen TVs, and you miss so many background gags. It drives me crazy. I hate it. Boredom Strike says, Phantom Menace has problems, but enough cool moments to make it worthwhile. I did like the lightsaber battle. I find it really hard to watch. I really do. Did I hear they're making a Walking Dead movie? Yes. Honestly, I don't care. I gave up on The Walking Dead. I really did. Maybe Gale and Zemeckis' estates could block a Back to the Future reboot. That would be nice, Greg. I would like to think so. But do their kids have their integrity? That's the question. Because, I mean, if you go waving a lot of money, I can see them caving. I can. But I don't know. Boredom Strikes, I got to agree with you. Last Jedi is my third favorite Star Wars movie as well. I always say there's 3 Star Wars movies I would call flawless. New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, which is my favorite of all of them, and The Last Jedi. I thought they were perfect. The others, I like Return of the Jedi. I like The Force Awakens. I like Solo, Rogue One, Episode 2 and 3. But I think every now and then, it's like, little flaw here, little flaw here. They're not perfect films, but those 3 I think are perfect, actually. P. Yusa, Scarecrow says. It's interesting. This has turned into a Phantom Menace discussion. Didn't intend for that to happen. All right. The TV show The Walking Dead. Darth Jar Jar. Darth Jar Jar is the true bad guy. That would be something. That would be something if we found out Jar Jar was behind it all. They said they would never make a Ghostbusters reboot. Oh, don't remind me of the Ghostbusters reboot. Still trying to forget that one. Steven says, Joe, if they do a 4th Back to the Future, what would the storyline be? I was saying, again, it's funny. I should have uploaded the video. I don't like to upload 2 videos a day. Cinema Sickness, what do you think about uploading 2 videos a day? I usually don't like to do that. I like to upload a video and let it breathe, let people have a chance to see it before I upload another. So I had 2 videos today, and I didn't want to upload them both. But a lot of the stuff I talked about in my video that I didn't upload is now coming up. It's very interesting. Steven asks, what if they did a 4th Back to the Future? One of the things I talk about in the video I did today, and now you got no reason to watch it because I'm telling you everything I said in it now. One of the things I said was that I don't want to see a Back to the Future 4. I don't want to see a Back to the Future remake. I don't want to see a Back to the Future reboot. However, if they did a Back to the Future spin-off, I still don't think it's a great idea. I'd still rather not see it. But if they did a spinoff where, like, maybe you brought Doc back with a new supporting cast and it had a different story that wasn't involving time travel, like, you know, he's a scientist, maybe he makes some other crazy invention, like, I don't know. That I wouldn't object to as much. Like, I wouldn't be as opposed to that idea. But I still really would rather not see it. I'd rather not. But if they got to do something, I'd rather they do that. Like make their Rogue One rather than their Episode 4. You know. Ghostbusters 3 Aykroyd is teasing it again. I hope it happens. I really hope it happens. I think what Sony did to Aykroyd and Ivan Reitman was disgusting. They were working on Ghostbusters 3 and they yanked it right away from them. I'd like to see it. I think Bill Hader would be the perfect star for that film to play the adult, because the story was they were gonna reveal that Oscar from Ghostbusters 2 was Bill Murray's son. Before he and Dana broke up, he had apparently impregnated her, and it was going to be revealed that Oscar was Oscar Venkman. He was Venkman's son, and the movie was going to involve a grown-up Oscar and his friends becoming the new Ghostbusters under the tutelage of the originals. So I think that's a solid story. I don't think you need to have everybody back. If Bill Murray doesn't want to do it, that's fine, because they're not the stars. They're there passing the torch. It's the new guys who would be the stars. So if you don't have everybody, you don't have everybody. Not everybody was in The Force Awakens. They got Harrison Ford back and they got Princess Leia back, but you know, you don't need everyone there to pass the torch. So I'd like to see it happen. And again, what's the worst that happens? It's bad. So what? You don't watch it again. Nothing hurts. I don't see any harm in trying, you know? Of course, it's a double standard because I don't want them to do a fourth Back to the Future. So I'm totally contradicting myself. I'm being very hypocritical here. That's true. You do sometimes upload too. Sometimes you have like a bonus video. But... all right. Where are we? Still more Star Wars talk. Steven, I believe you asked me about the Blacklist last week. I haven't checked it out. I gotta be honest, I probably won't check it out. Nothing against the show. It's just, I don't have any time. I just don't have any extra free time. New actor should be bullied for a performance. Yes, I agree, Greg. That is... name your least favorite movie. Whatever your least favorite movie is. A movie you hate. If you're a struggling actor, you're probably going to do that movie. They offer you a job, you're going to take that job. It's a job in a Star Wars movie, man. That's like a lucrative opportunity. No young actor is going to turn that down. It's not fair to blame a Ahmed Best who played Jar Jar, or a Jake Lloyd who played Anakin, or a Kelly Marie Tran who played Rose Tico, just because you didn't like the movie. They didn't write the movie. They were an actor who took a golden opportunity and a paycheck. You can't blame them. Joey Baseball, I'm going to pretend I just didn't read that. What did Joey Baseball say? All right, Joey. My intense hatred of the Ghostbusters reboot has actually nothing to do with the movie. I don't know if you know this. I've said it before on my podcast. I don't know if I've said it on video. But my problem with that movie was that Dan Aykroyd and Ivan Reitman, and Dan Aykroyd's the creator of Ghostbusters. He's the creator of the franchise. He was working on Ghostbusters 3, an in-continuity sequel to Ghostbusters. And he was working on it. And Amy Pascal from Sony decided she wanted Paul Feig to direct. And Paul Feig said, well, I don't want to direct a sequel. I only want to direct a complete reboot. So, because she was so married to the idea of Paul Feig doing it, she yanked the project away from Dan Aykroyd. So she took his own thing away from him and said, yeah, you can't do that anymore. We're giving it to someone else. Aykroyd didn't like that, and he was not happy. And they actually threatened to sue him and the original cast if they didn't endorse the movie. Now, this, you don't have to take my word for it. This was all leaked in the Sony emails that leaked a couple years ago. Remember the interview thing with Seth Rogen? All this stuff leaked. So the entire cast of Ghostbusters had cameos in the new movie, and Dan Aykroyd was brought on as a producer. This was all for show. They were doing it under the threat of a lawsuit. And Aykroyd was not pleased. So I kept saying, I liked some of Paul Feig's movies. I kept saying, I think Ghostbusters, the reboot, has a chance of being good because there's talent behind it. But I can't support the movie because of the shady things they did behind the scenes to Dan Aykroyd and Ivan Reitman. I just don't think it's right. And then it started coming out, oh, people hate this movie because misogyny. People hate this movie because it stars women. And it's like, you know what? I got 2 girls. We're always looking for positive role models for those girls. We're very happy when we get like a Rey in Star Wars, or the Captain Marvel and the Wonder Woman movie and all these powerful female characters. That's great. I could show that to my girls. They get positive female role models. We're all for that. You want to give me all-female Ghostbusters, I'm okay with that too, but it's got to come from Dan Aykroyd because he's the creator. He's the guy who came up with this. So that was all a smokescreen, the whole misogyny thing. It wasn't about misogyny. It was about the fact that they screwed over Dan Aykroyd, and they screwed him over hard. And now that the movie's all said and done, he's come out against it. And he said, Paul Feig did a terrible job. So, anyway. My point is, I've never seen the movie. When I trash the movie, I'm not actually trashing the content of the film. It may be great. It may be terrific. I just don't like what happened behind the scenes. That was a rant. Sorry. Let's see. Have I seen Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Boredom Strikes Ass? Yes. Yes, I did. It's actually my favorite Jurassic Park sequel. The original Jurassic Park, then Fallen Kingdom. Fallen Kingdom is the first Jurassic Park movie to break the formula, I feel like. I like them all to varying degrees. But basically, they go back to the island, something happens, dinosaurs come after them. It's become kind of a formula. And this one totally blows up the formula and does something completely different. And I really enjoyed the heck out of it. I thought it was like, you know what? Did you see the movie Cabin in the Woods? Because it reminded me of Cabin in the Woods with dinosaurs. I've also said it's a haunted house movie with dinosaurs. I really dug it. And, yeah. Greg read all those emails. Amy Pascal is a nut. Absolutely she is. Joe, are they going to make a new Die Hard? They're supposed to make a new Die Hard. Here's the question. Do they get it done before Disney takes over? Because Disney already said that they're probably not going to do any more R-rated Fox properties like Predator or Alien. So if they don't get it out before the Disney takeover, I don't think it's going to happen. But the movie's in development right now, and it's supposed to be like a Godfather Part 2, how they flash back between the past and the future, but it's going to be like young John McClane and old John McClane, and prequel / sequel where they go back and forth. I don't know. And the title is right now McClane. That's the title of the movie, is just McClane. Everything in Hollywood is shady. Yep. Yes, it is. Screw over legends like Dan Aykroyd and Ivan Reitman is disgraceful. I agree, Jesse. I agree. Joey, the movie may be great. I don't know. I didn't see it. Like I said, my issue is with what happened behind the screen, behind the scenes. Well, I thought I was the only one who enjoyed Fallen Kingdom. No, Boredom Strikes. I really liked it, and I don't know. Cinema Sickness. She's still here? Because I know he actually really enjoyed it too. If you're still here, Cinema Sickness, chime in. I'm pretty sure you said you liked that. Just so you know, I'm going to be wrapping it up very soon because it's been about an hour, and I do have work in the morning. In fact, Chris is leaving because he has to go to work in the morning. I don't want a Die Hard movie with a young McClane. Well, here's the question, Boredom Strikes. Can they get Joey G. Levitt to play the young Bruce Willis? Because he was a very good young Bruce Willis in Looper. Right. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe VHS. Do you know how many volumes there are? Oh, I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you. I'm sorry. Speaking as a Ghostbuster, I hate the way they did the movie. Speaking as a Ghostbuster, you mean like are you one of the the charity guys? Like we have the Philadelphia Ghostbusters around here. Is that what you mean? Banana Bowie? Banana Bowie? Is that? Stephen asks, Joe, what's my favorite sports movie? Rocky. Rocky. I grew up in the Philly area. It's Rocky. Don't even have to ask. Absolutely. By the way, Creed 2. Creed 2 is great. Joey says, keep on wearing those pajamas. I, of course, am already wearing those pajamas. Hey, I don't know how many of you have subscribed to Super Enthused, but she released a video today where she was at a zoo event and she was in her pajamas. So I, of course, wrote in the comments, I said, you know, I've been telling people keep wearing those pajamas for years. You're the first person to take my advice. So, there you go. Stephen Moole says, I think they should bring back Bonnie Bedelia to play John's wife. Yes, I think they should make the Rocky Balboa of Die Hard movies. I really think they should make the Rocky... You know, Rocky Balboa kind of brought everything back to its roots and wrapped it up. That's what I'd like to see a Die Hard 6 be. Bring back John McTiernan. John McTiernan's out of prison. Get John McTiernan to direct it again. He directed the two best Die Hard movies, 1 and 3. Get him back, let him direct 6. Bring back Nakatomi Plaza. What if... Let's think about it. How do you tie it all together? What if Lucy McClane is getting married on the roof of Nakatomi Plaza, and they all go back for her wedding, and then something happens. Bring it all full circle. Bring Bonnie Bedelia back. She's there for the wedding. Bring Al Pal back. They're back in L.A., so he gets back together with Al Pal. Bring it full circle. Get a great script. Get John McTiernan to direct it, and then call it quits. This is the last one. Die Hard 6. Die Hardest. Just end it. They don't call me for advice, but this would be my... And make it Christmas. It's a Christmas wedding. It's a Christmas wedding. It's perfect. You know, you bring it full circle, you open it, McClane's on the plane, guy next to him's nervous, and he's like, you nervous on the plane? I used to be nervous too. I'm going to tell you what a guy told me. Make fists with your toes. You bring it all full circle. Nobody has my opinion. All right. Christmas doesn't officially start to December 1st. All right, guys. I am going to wrap it up. By the way, speaking of Ghostbusters, Max Landis, John Landis' son, Max Landis, was asked a couple years ago to write a treatment for a Ghostbusters 3. And he wrote a treatment for a Ghostbusters 3 that is in continuity with Ghostbusters 1 and 2. And his treatment was terrific. It involved Egon having passed. Egon's daughter was one of the new Ghostbusters. It involved franchises of Ghostbusters in other cities. It was really good. Now, it's just a treatment. You can find it online. If you're interested in Ghostbusters and haven't read this, do yourself a favor and Google Max Landis Ghostbusters 3 treatment. It's the movie I would like to see them make, quite frankly. All right, guys. I am going to wrap it up because I got work in the morning. So... thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. You know, the fact that anyone wants to sit here and watch me ramble on always amazes me. Oh, I almost forgot one last thing. 2 weeks ago, at the request of the chat room, we started the tradition of me talking about a movie a little seen movie that I love that I don't think a lot of people have seen. Let's keep it going one more time. I got the movie Six String Samurai here. The movie Six String Samurai from 1998. This is a true cult film. Not a lot of people have seen this. This is a cult film like an Evil Dead type movie. Not in content. It's not like Evil Dead in the content of the film, but just it's very kind of over the top and a little silly at parts and a little comedic, and it's totally a cult film. But this is a movie that whenever anyone asks me what movie needs to be on Blu-ray, I always say this because this DVD is ancient. It is not anamorphic widescreen, which means it's pillar boxed. There's black bars on the top, bottom, left, and right. You're watching it in the middle. That's the kind of image you got on this thing, which is unfortunate. This is screaming for a Blu-ray release, but it probably won't get one because most people haven't heard of it. If it is going to get a Blu-ray release, it should come from someone like Shout Factory or maybe Vinegar Syndrome, because it's a little obscure. But this is a movie. If you can find this, I highly recommend it. It's got a great soundtrack by the Red Elvises, who are a Russian rockabilly band. And here's something interesting. This movie was produced. The producer of this movie was Leanna Creel, who some of you may remember as Tori on Saved by the Bell. Tori from Saved by the Bell was the producer of this movie. It was directed by Lance Mungia, who went on to direct one of the awful direct-to-video Crow sequels. But that is my little known movie that I'm going to champion this week, Six String Samurai. If you get a chance, check this out. It is a horrible disc. It needs an upgrade. It needs a Blu-ray, and I'd love to see it get one, but unfortunately I don't think it's going to get one. So until next week. That's true. That's true. Iceman says it's got an official video on YouTube. Actually, the YouTube version looks better than the DVD. If you've never seen it before, watch it on YouTube. You're better off watching it on YouTube than watching this horrible disc. So, all right, guys. Joe is like my mom. He says goodbye, then talks another 10 minutes. Oh, you. Keep wearing those pajamas.